Hello everyone. This video I'm going to talk about one particular mysterious creature that has been exist. Well, if exist. It is about Bigfoot, or what is also known as Sasquatch. Scientists and other many people believe that Bigfoot is a creature that exists. But many other people don't believe it. And why is that? Well, no concrete proof that Bigfoot exists. Then the question is, who is Bigfoot and what kind of species is Bigfoot? Well, we have actually no other proof if Bigfoot or Sasquatch even exist. But if exist, it has been quite a different discussed over the last few hundred years about who Bigfoot is. Many of the scientists in the world has studied this Bigfoot as this folklore of many other part of this world. Some people believe that they are just seeing animals like black bears or bears or any other kind of animals big enough. There have been many sightings of this Bigfoot, and he's often described as 1.8 to almost 3 meters high, as covered often is in black, dark brown, or dark red fur with large eyes, almost like it's a big gorilla. But then the question is that if Bigfoot has been existed, how could he even be around? It would, since we have now satellites or any advanced technology, would have to detect any Bigfoot sightings in the world, especially in Europe, North America, Canada, or any other parts of the world where they are claims to have some sort of Bigfoot as well. But they are also recently scientists have found evidence of one giant ape that once did exist, and that ape was a really big one. And that ape is called Gigantopithecus, that lived for about 9 million years ago to recently 100,000 years ago. And that ape, it was huge, even bigger than gorilla. And according to records on this, how this probably the largest ape that ever lived, and his height was 9.8 feet, up to almost 3 meters. And is weighing from 1190 to almost 1320 pounds, at almost 500 to almost 600 kilograms. And that's a big ape, even that. But we don't know for sure if that. But there are also other scientists, historians, and cryptozoologists who do believe that if that Gigantopithecus didn't die out, some people believe that Gigantopithecus did survive into more modern age time. Some of them believe that they traveled to Himalayas, where they somehow evolved to another species called the Yeti. Yeti has been around for thousands of years, or at least what people believe to be. I mean, a lot of people do believe that Yeti is a legend or a lack of evidence of this existence, but people still believe that Yeti or the abominable snowman still exists somewhere in the Nepal or Himalayas. But recently, scientists have made some sort of genetic study to match a sample of hair that has been found in Himalayas and they thought that they would belong to the Yeti. But unfortunately, that was not the proof. It seems that hair sample they found belonged to a prehistoric bear. And since Bigfoot and Yeti are almost the same, similar, could Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and even Yeti somehow be related? But then the question is, if they are related, it is possible that just before when North America and Asia was separated from this big ocean between them, it is possible that Bigfoot's ancestors may have traveled like the humans did once for about 50 to 20,000 years ago, crossed the ocean, crossed the land bridge there, and somehow ended up in there, and somehow from changing from this white colored fur to more brown, dark brown, reddish color, then it is possible for that. But since we have no excellent proof if Yeti, Snowman, or probably any of them still even exist, but people really strongly believe in that. And just in the US, it has been signing off the Bigfoot for a century, for at least a couple hundred years now. And even when scientists have disclosed that Bigfoot, Yeti is not to exist, but there has been reports that people have seen and even captured part of Bigfoot. But often those claims have been proved to be false. Even when those people claim to have captured signs of Bigfoot on camera, but since those cameras parts often it can be either being claimed as false or that people has been dressed as Bigfoot. But the Native Americans in Canada and US do believe that Bigfoot or Sasquatch do exist, but they also coexist with this creature. Don't disturb it. We don't really know if Bigfoot even exists in this world, since there have been so many sites, even footprints from the Himalayas, from Yeti. But do Yeti or Bigfoot even exist? No concrete proof for it. Personally, I believe that Bigfoot do exist, and even the Yeti exist. Since even we don't have any concrete proof that those species even exist or even have found any proof. Even those in Himalayas, for example, some Buddhist temple there has what they claim to be part of a Yeti, like the hand, the skull, or some hair. They often took samples from them, but unfortunately, they often prove to be false. Some of the hands were on a human hand, and part of the skull was actually part of a goat head. And the samples of the hair often show to be a goat or even bears from the Himalayas. But that doesn't prove that Yeti has existed. Because the Native Americans in US and in Canada has history that they claim to have seen this creature for centuries, for millennia. So that is actually proof from one part of the story. But we don't have any more modern proof of it. We only have the Native Americans' stories about this large creature which they have believed to exist for centuries or even millennia. We really don't know, since those stories has been around for centuries or millennia for about the Native Americans. But if they exist, we don't have any modern part of the story. Even the sightings of Bigfoot in US go back to about 1800s. But then, the one other big theory that is possible or not possible, But if, then I say if, the Bigfoot exists, it is possible that it is intelligent enough as a human. Since they have been around for thousands of years in the US, it is possible that they have somehow developed their own culture, their own society, which then, if their intelligence, that could prove that if they exist, they might have been so intelligent enough to remain hidden from the modern society, not being detected. Because they know that if they're being found, they will probably be hunted for being studied or put in zoos or something. So it is possible, if the Bigfoot exists, that they might be intelligent enough to recognize us as a threat or not. But they think that it's possible. And there are even some sort of organization around the world that who is researching about to prove that Bigfoot, Yeti, or many other historical creatures do exist. But since we don't have those really proof of it, but still, since Bigfoot has been around in stories in the US since the late 1800s, and even the Native Americans believed in them for centuries, even before Europeans arrived. So there must be some sort of proof of it, or some sort of truth in a story. Why would people tend to say stories about seeing any of this? Well, we don't know. But this is of course based on my theories, opinions of what I think about Bigfoot. If you believe in Bigfoot, why don't you leave in the comment box below? And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch Diablo over and out.